Hey guys, Nick Espinosa, your chief security fanatic here, and today we're talking about death because thanks to the advancements in technology, death may actually become a problem to manage as opposed to a sad fact of life. And here's the technology that's making it happen, and this is absolutely fascinating. Now, this is coming from Peter Diamandis and Steven Kotler of MarketWatch, and I found this absolutely fascinating. If you didn't know, for most of history, pretty much all of human history, the average lifespan was 25 years old. If you hit 25, you were an elder, and that has been changing since the 20th century. When we look at advancements like the creation of antibiotics, basically better sanitation, better availability of clean water, and the ability to fight things medically like cancer and heart disease, people are living routinely into their 80s, way beyond that 25-year mark that has pretty much been human history. And obviously with the advancement and evolution of technology, we are not stopping there. Now, to quote the article directly, and I found this absolutely interesting, the intersection of artificial intelligence, cloud computing, networks, sensors, robotics, massive data sets, biotechnology, and nanotechnology is taking direct aim at the limits of human lifespan. Now, researchers thus far know, or at least have uncovered, 9 major causes of aging. These are things like stem cell exhaustion to epigenetic mutations to telomere attrition and some others. And so the science and research into longevity is now becoming a rapidly growing field, and it's moving in many different directions, and there are multiple companies that are seriously working on tackling these issues. How do we extend life? Now, some examples of this technology that is being developed from this article include 3D printed replacement organs. These are basically set to be hitting the market for you and me and anybody else that needs them by the year 2023, and by 2028, according to experts, death by organ failure may actually become a problem to be managed rather than life. In other words, how do we monitor our original organs we were born with, and once they sense problems, we can go and get a replacement organ. And as that technology becomes more ubiquitous, it should become cheaper as well. Another one is a company called Samumed, and this is absolutely fascinating. They are actually developing treatments aimed at what's called the WNT signaling pathway. Now, this plays a major role in the communication between stem cells. And basically, what happens is if this WNT signaling gets off or has a problem, 20 different diseases of aging are a result of this. And so Samumed is looking at a way to ensure that this communication basically stays put and stays firm and connected, which basically is an anti-aging methodology to extend life. Now, Samumed is actually making great strides in a lot of this, specifically in the fight to cancer. They have been developing drugs that target virtually every type of tumor that has been discovered, and in one case, they actually did a 3-dose treatment that completely halted pancreatic cancer, apparently in a patient or in the labs. And so that is very promising. And so cancer may be a thing of the past if this research continues to bear out the way it is. Another approach is by a company called Cellularity, and they are taking a more stem cell-based approach to this. Now, this was founded by Robert Hariri, who is a stem cell pioneer, and basically his experiments are showing that placental-derived stem cells in animals can actually extend a lifespan by 30 to 40%. This company is now working basically to make this approach viable into humans by harnessing stem cells in a way that amplifies the body's ability to fight disease and heal itself. Stem cells have been known for years at this point to have this ability. And so that is another approach. And also, researchers are making just amazing progress in the effort to cure inherited diseases as well. Now, there are roughly 50,000 identified genetic diseases, and basically what that means is if you have some kind of, let's say, inherited that you got from your parents or somewhere down your ancestry line, you may be a carrier or have one of these. Single mutations in DNA can cause 32,000 of these. And so we have a new technology called CRISPR or CRISPR. And basically in the last year or so, we are seeing this technology target precise locations in the gene code to rewrite the actual DNA, and eradicate things like sickle cell anemia, which obviously is a very serious issue. Now, this doesn't mean they treated the disease. They just erased it. they edited it straight out of your genetic code. And so if you've got some kind of inherited disease that, let's say, you could possibly pass down to your children or get yourself, this may be a technology that simply eradicates it from being activated in any way, shape, or form to yourself, or you passing it down to your offspring. And I think this is absolutely fascinating. And as we're looking at this, I think we have other things that come up. We have an exploding population in the world, and this is the things that we need to consider. If we are living, let's say, to 100, and the article states, well, it's not out of the realm that, 100 years old could be the new 60. And by virtue of that, how do we handle an increasing population load, with access to clean water, with access to food, with access to this technology that, at the end of the day has to manufacture something to give that person to ensure longevity? Now, do we have then a division that says, okay, well, some people who can afford it can live forever, and the other people that can't? This has been obviously a topic that has been tackled by multiple science fiction writers, and philosophers as well. But by virtue of the technology, I think it's going to be leaving the realm of philosophy and becoming the realm of reality, where we actually have to face some serious questions as a global population, multiple societies wide, and how we're going to handle this. So this technology is awesome and cool. I would love to be able to live into like a Star Trek era where I can go hang out with aliens on a spaceship, but is that going to be realistic? Now, I find this interesting. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, but technology is here to stay. And, if you are 60 plus years old, you might get another 40 years out of it as opposed to 20, just by virtue of the law of averages. So I think it's a very different world that we are walking into, and I think it's something that I'm very excited to see where it goes. And so that is your news of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at Nick AESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.